Good evening. This is David Lynn, and you're with me for a Sunday edition of Coffee Talk. It is right at 7 p.m., Sunday, February the 15th, 2026, and this is Coffee Talk number 562 live. Hello, Gary. How are you doing? I'm no good at Wheel of Fortune. I tell you. Hey, KP Heathen. How's it going? I had the I had my channel running on the live stream the entire time, but I did sneak out for about 10 minutes and took a nice hot shower. I felt I needed one to pick me up. It's been a long day. KP Heathen, my friend, how are you doing? I liked that video that you did where you took that long walk talking about um, parades. I used to be with the Parade Association down in Corpus Christi, Texas, Buccaneer days. Worked my way up to Vice President of Transportation before I got booted out because I moved to Victoria, Texas. And they have a requirement about where you live. Prepper Book Club, how are you doing? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for commenting. Enrique Trevino, Unkael, how you doing? Four in the house and four likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. And I am finishing off a lemonade. Yeah, one of the things we were talking about, I was talking with an individual whose YouTube name is Rocket, and he is a diabetic, and we were talking back and forth about what we have to do and what we can't do and all that sort of stuff while they were doing this. They were doing, was that during the puzzle or was that during the? I think that was probably during the puzzle. Good stuff. Good stuff. Um, Miss Anne Marie Angel's live stream. She does a good live stream, and she they were making a 1,000-piece puzzle. That's one of the things they like to do is they like to make puzzles. My Aunt Lily, may she rest in peace, she and my cousin used to love to make puzzles. They'd make these 1,000-piece puzzles. And I got a couple of them that are framed. She took them and she had them framed. They're under glass. They're glued with nice frames. And I don't have them on the wall. I used to have them on the wall in my previous house, but I don't have them on the wall in this house. My wife does the decorating and didn't fit into her decor. But six in the house and six likes. But at any rate, We were talking about diabetes and what we can and what we can't do, and medication that we take, and you know, it's like all the pleasures in life. And then we started talking about coffee, and then Gary said something about, well, you use cream. And I said, nobody, they can kiss my ass before I give up my coffee, you know. And Rocket said the same thing. We got to have our coffee, but we give up so much because of not being able to have certain things: sugars, breads, pasta, anything sweet, chocolates, sodas. Can't have any of that stuff. But anyway, that was one of the things that we had talked about on this live stream. If you ever, if you ever, feel like doing so, normally it's a little after 12 our time, Central Time. They'll be live streaming, and then they come back usually in the evening, later in the evening, 5 or 6 o'clock our time, and then there's another live stream. So and she does about an hour long live stream. Hello, Anne Marie. Thank you for coming. Uh, Gary, if you'd like to put up uh, Miss Anne Marie Angel's address for her live streams. Hello, Melinda Elliott. Feel free to do so. Hello, Yoda. How you doing, Dave? Thank you for coming. 8 in the house and 8 likes. Nunez Racing, hello. How you doing? Nice to see you. I guarantee if you go over to her channel, you will enjoy her live stream. She's very friendly. The people that come in there are very friendly, and you will enjoy it and you'll have a good time. Hello, Uncle Al, Bullfrog 79. And Gary was talking about computers today in this live stream. He knows a lot about computers, and I guess he puts them together. And he was talking about how much RAM costs. That if that you're going to pay more for a computer now because of, I don't know if there's a shortage or if there's whatever the deal is. But I have to buy. I'm going to be buying a new notebook computer in the near future. And they were talking about liking HP or versus Dell. And I have a Dell computer. My school district uses Dell computers, so I have a nice Dell notebook computer that I usually keep. I can bring it home, but I usually keep it on my desk in my room. And I have a um, Epson photo quality printer that scans a 3-in-1, and real nice printer. I use it. Now the printer is mine. I brought it with me from my previous school, but I purchased my printer. It's a nice printer. Feeding the kids. Yep. And we are about 10 minutes into the live stream. I don't know whether I'm going to do a full hour tonight. I am tired. It's been a long day. Oh, first thing I'd like to mention, unboxings and such. So, if you see all this, this is how my order came from Amazon. Came in bags. I periodically order 3 cases of cups of soup. My kids at school like them. I get a 12-pack for about $5 now. It was $4, a little over $4. Now it's about $5. Everything's going up. So it's a little over $15. I get free delivery. And this will last a couple of weeks with the kids at school. I don't give everyone every day, but likewise, I give them Pop-Tarts. Every once in a while, I give them some oatmeal, but oatmeal is usually for me. My paraprofessional likes to eat oatmeal for breakfast. I eat a couple packs of low-sugar oatmeal. And then, of course, bottled water. I take a case of bottled water to school a couple of times a week. Right now, a 24-pack of bottled water costs about $4 in the grocery store. And, a lot of times my kids are hungry and I feed them. They're poor kids. It's free lunch. Most of the kids, 90-something% of the kids qualify for free lunch, so it's a free lunch. They get free lunch. SD Mountain Man, how are you doing, Scott? I enjoyed watching your mail call from your friend who sent you a nice box of goodies. That was a good mail call, Scott. And I appreciate you. Yeah, feeding the babies. I don't have to do that, but I do. Joseph Moore, how are you doing, my friend? Thank you for coming in. I understand cooking for kids. I had eggs and for breakfast. We had eggs and grits, hash browns, sausage, biscuits. It was a good breakfast. Had the same thing yesterday. Wonderful. I enjoy spaghetti. Good stuff. We are 14 minutes into the live stream. I am 31 short of my next number for another giveaway. When I get 31 more, I'll hit my next 100. And that will trigger a giveaway drawing. Pull out the camouflaged hat. I never wear my camouflaged hat, or my cap for that matter. I usually wear black, like black. And I'll have another goodie box, putting the contents together. But if you want to qualify for the drawing, and the rules are very simple, leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 long form videos I will have released when I hit that number. I have not done a video in a couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video. And I may, in the next week or so, do another video. I doubt I will do two. But when I hit that magic number, I'm going to write down the names of everybody who left me a supportive comment on my last, on that video, that last video I will have written. And then I'll track back 4 and I'll be checking off. Did they? If they did on all 5, their name will go into a hat. I will do a video of how I do it, drawing the name from the hat. I'll show what's in the giveaway, the goodie box. I'll probably be eating some sort of taco or something other, drinking coffee, because I usually have a little segment of me drinking coffee and eating a taco, because we're talking, coffee talks and taco talks and all that sort of good stuff. And we'll be went to supper and tried a new place. What a joke. Oh, 11 in the house and 14 likes I'm showing. So, I really don't want to beat a dead horse, but Uncle Al, well, for one thing, I'd like to thank Uncle Al for tonight's topics. He sent me material which I have to cover tonight. And the first topic basically comes down to a segment I did, or a comment that I made on a recent live stream that he said was racist or offensive to Muslims. And I made a joke, and it was a joke, about Uncle Al. He wears lots of different hats and such. He wears fezzes and various types of hats. And I made a comment that I could just picture Uncle Al wearing a burqa. And the burqas are worn by Muslim women as part of that Sharia law thing in the very radical, conservative Muslim countries. Sharia law, they have to keep their heads covered and masked and all that sort of stuff. They wear burqas. And I know there's some variation in what they wear and how they wear it, and some of them don't actually cover up their full face, but they cover their head and the sides and everything. At any rate, I made a joke that wouldn't Uncle Al look silly wearing a burqa if they passed that Sharia law here, Oh man, I got and that was the short that the AI had created from my live stream. Here recently, the AI has been creating a short from each of my live streams, and we'll take a 45-second, 1 minute segment and turns it into a short. And I've been releasing most of them. So I went ahead and I released that short, and then I sent it to several people as an attachment, so that they would see it. And most everybody laughed and they thought it was really funny. They thought it was funny. And then Uncle Al, he basically got a little bit bent out of shape, and he said that could be considered racist, or it was was in poor taste. So I went ahead and I took it down. And several people said, "Well, what happened to that short?" And I said, "Well, I just said, that somebody had found it offensive, so I took it down." And At any rate, wife got my steak, had to use my pocket knife to cut it, but cake, something good, just reversed order of people entering, etc., etc. So anyway, the first topic from Uncle Al, happy stupid topic number 1, bad dad jokes turned racist or cultural misunderstanding. Not funny in the Muslim world. So this is basically Uncle Al's response to that short video that the AI had taken from the live stream and from my comment that I had made. Big insult. Each region has a different headdress and meaning. Uncle Al wears a fez, a Turkish kerfi, or a shimag. Dress code is masculine driving. What you say and meaning is like the N-word, David. Luckily, the AI didn't pick up on the live stream, or the live stream would have been shut down. And then he says, myself, I don't care. Food, forest, permaculture. How are you doing, my friend? Howie. Well, I know that Muslims are very sensitive. You can't insult you can't insult their religion. I mean, you can insult Christianity, you can insult the Jewish religion, you can insult Buddhist, or you can insult anybody's religion, but you can't insult Islam because they want to kill you over it. You know, the more radical elements and their religious leaders basically will want you put to death. So anyway, you know, I will just say this. I'm a Christian. I worship God. And my God is the God of heaven, and my God is not their God. And I'll leave it at that. So let's go on with topics. Let's see where we left off. All right. Happy stupid topic number 2. As reported by CNN News, MSN, ABC, Fox News, NBC, CBS, and Sky News. During a Senate hearing, a Democratic sheriff from North Carolina embarrassed himself. During the hearing, when asked about what branch of government does he serve under, he doesn't know. Instead, he gave a lot of stupid answers. This is 5th grade stuff. The answer was the executive branch of government. Well, duh. Also, he was asked if he had a passport or a EIN number. He said no. I don't have a passport. I don't have that. The Senate investigators found out that he doesn't have a birth certificate either. The sheriff was an illegal alien. Well, let's deport that one. 50-mile circle from Social Science 101. People make assumptions about their world and how it deals with their lives. Well, there you go. Jack Stacks, how's it going? Hello, Betty. Pre-retirement days is in the house, and so is Jack Stacks. Comfort food. I tell you what, if you are into coins, Jack's got coins. I watched some of his shorts today. Those coins he has. Did you know? And this is on a side. This isn't one of Uncle Al's topics, but the state of Texas is going to be minting coins, gold and silver coins. The state of Texas will be minting coins. Happy topic number 3. Despite Trump and his administrative actions to correct the situation left by the Biden administration, starting in April, shortages in certain food and items, Costco and Walmart are having serious supply issues. Once the last of the winter supply is gone, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Starbucks, Wendy's, and others will be shutting down restaurants due to supply chain issues. No diesel, no supply. Thanks to Biden, Newsom, and the Democrats. Now, they're having a lot of issues out in the left coast, or what you call the west coast. The state of Washington, Oregon, California. California had a major refinery shut down. They have another major refinery in the process of shutting down. That's over 20% of their fuel, their supply. Over 20%. Oregon doesn't have any refineries. They get pretty much all of their fuels, gas and diesel, from the state of Washington, which has 5 older refineries. You don't know when some of that stuff's going to start shutting down. And then California has also been supplying Arizona and Nevada with fuel. So everything's getting tight everywhere out west. And their laws, the law that they passed that took effect as of the beginning of the new year, if you have a underground tank that's not double hulled, then it's a $5,000 a day fine. You had a certain amount of time to upgrade your tanks. Well, that's a couple of $1 million process to do that, and a lot of these mom and pops couldn't afford to. So there's something like 450, 460 gas stations that was going to have to shut down in California starting the new year. So there are people now, if these stations shut down, they're having to go extra miles to try to find gas. You know, some of these smaller places, these mom and pops are in these little towns where they may be the only gas station. You know, and then you gotta drive 15 or 20 extra miles to go try to find gas. You know, the big chain stations that have been putting up gas stations recently, they're all double hauled. You know, and plus they can afford to do the upgrades if they haven't. The mom and pops, those just the cost of upgrading, it's more costs more than what the station's probably worth. You know. Happy topic, surprise topic number 4. Your bug out bag may kill you during an emergency or an evacuation. Oops. Um, Too heavy. Most YouTube preppers and normies bug out weights about 60 to 140 pounds. Back problems, heart attacks, exhaustion. This leads to equipment to be abandoned on the evacuation route. See Dunkirk. Playing soldier or domestic terrorist. Too many guns and knives. Not going to war or rebellion. You are going from point A to point B safely and not in a Mad Max mode. You're not Rambo. Well, I would encourage people to at least carry a pistol with them. I would think that as an adult and as a responsible adult who's not a criminal, you should carry. I personally like revolvers. You know, I have multiple revolvers. I've also got semi-automatic pistols that take magazines. I have speed loaders for my revolvers, which help you reload faster. And I have multiple magazines for my pistols. Mileage tax. Yeah, I would think it'd be wise to get a handgun. Um, Too much Chinese or too many Chinese gadgets and crap tailored to the environment and climate. 25 to 30 pounds maximum for a backpack. 120 pounds for car bags. Make sure you have a safe place to go, not into the woods or fantasy bug out homestead. Reality check. So Uncle Al says, do it threefold. Lose everything and start over. Your house is gone. Your stuff is gone. Your idiot neighbors are gone. Can you get an apartment? Do you have enough funds, enough food and water during that time? Are you going nuts and losing your mind over this? Well, what do y'all think? You know, lots of crazy stuff going on. We're coming out of winter. Now, it's still cold up north. I don't think we're going to have any more cold weather where I'm at. I'm farther enough south, down in south they call it South Texas, but I'll say South Central Texas, sort of. Um, yeah, and I don't think it was that bad of a winter this year. That's right, Howie. I don't think it was that bad of a winter this year. Um, I carry my school bag. It has my school stuff in it. It also has things that I would need in an emergency. It has a knife. It has matches. It has bottled water. It has some food bars. I have a first aid kit. I have an umbrella. You know, things that you would need. I carry a pistol in my vehicle. In an emergency, I can strap it on. I have a poncho. I have a mylar blanket. I carry in my pocket a knife. I carry matches. I usually have a food bar of some sort. I like Cliff Bars. These are things. Hello, Creative Redundancy, CR in the house. $13 watching and 18 likes. And I apologize, I did not advertise today's live stream. Negative 22 Fahrenheit. Where are you at? The North Pole? Man, that's cold. So again, I will mention that you need to be prepared for emergencies. You need to have a couple of weeks of food, canned type food, stuff that you can easily open and eat. You need to have a couple of weeks supply of bottled water. If you take medicine, you need to have at least a couple of weeks of your medication in case something happens. You need a good first aid kit. You need a good emergency radio. You need a means of self-defense. And you start thinking about things you could take with you. Well, I could put a spare pair of underwear in my bag. I could put a spare pair of socks in my bag. You know, you want good walking shoes. Like if you wear dress shoes, you want some good tennis shoes or some good boots that you can have in your vehicle that you can switch into. A pair of jeans. You want something that'll keep you warm at night. You want like a jacket of some sort. Like I carry a bomber jacket. Oftentimes wear my leather jacket. A cave. Well, get back to your roots. A shovel. Hmm. You better have a good spare tire, like your vehicle. You better make sure your tire. You better have a gallon or so of water, some oil, maybe a gallon can of gas. Something happens. Jumper cables. You know, you have to anticipate things that could happen. You can get 10 packs of these. They're 32 matches. Easy Strike, made in the United States. These are diamond matches. Strike on the box, penny matches. You get 10 packs of these for $1, 99 cents at Walmart. These are basically refills. Easy Strikes. These are Zippos. I haven't even opened this one up. Huge matches. That's where you strike it. Comes with a spare. I keep a smaller version of this in my carry bag. They'll strike when wet. If it's a wet environment, you can strike and they'll burn for 20 seconds or so without going out. Here's another Zippo. I like Zippos. See? You can want to start a fire. It's got tinder in it. Yeah, that'd be a good video, Scott. 4-way tire iron inside. You need a good jack for changing your tire. One of the little tricks is, like if you pull off the side of the road, you want a little piece of wood that you can set your jack on so that it won't go down into the ground. Sometimes you just get one of those little cheap jacks that comes in those little cars. You can't, because it wants to go down, and you can't get it up high enough that you can take the tire off. If you're off on the side of the soft, ground or whatever. You have to consider that. Mike Crusher Reviews. Hello, Mike. Long time no see. Have you put anything up recently? I haven't been over to check to see if you put anything up. Where are you at, my friend, when it comes to reviews? Have you put anything up recently? Last thing you put up was 3 months ago. I'm pretty sure I've already seen that one. No recent shorts. Been busy taking care of business. I understand. 14 watching and 20 likes. Need to be ready for stuff like that. My spare is under the truck. We are 46 minutes into the stream. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for stopping by. And I will tell you, Mike puts out some good reviews. I don't necessarily think that my reviews are the best in the world. One, I'm a little bit too long-winded, but I do, I don't cut out my bloopers. So like if something happens and I spill a little something, or I have a hard time opening something, I go ahead and show that. It's real life. Doing stuff like that, it's real life. That's the way things are. If you're out in the field, it is what it is. I've got a bunch of older rations. I've got a bunch of custom rations that I have. And I think I'm going to start possibly, I keep saying I'm going to do it. I haven't even gotten through case A yet. I need to do menu number 5, which is basically chicken chunks. Gary will like that one because he's a big connoisseur of chicken. And I'm teasing Gary right now. At any rate, you think of a Hank Jr. song, all my rowdy friends have settled down, or family tradition, oh yeah, Bo Cephas. Bo Cephas. So anyway, it has been a long day and I am tired. Take care, Howie. God bless you. Well, it's going to be the start of another work week. I don't anticipate doing another live stream until this coming Friday. I normally don't do live streams during the week when I'm working. And I need to put some material together, or maybe Uncle Al put some more material together for me. And remember that we will be doing another giveaway. I'll mention that again. In order to qualify, you need to leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 long form videos I will have released when I hit my next number. And I'm 31 short. When I started this live stream, I was 31 short of that next number. So I anticipate getting there at some point in time in the foreseeable future. And when I do, it'll trigger another um, giveaway video. So if you have the chance, I encourage you to do so, and you may wind up being my next winner. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut my live stream about 10 minutes short. When I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. I drink my coffee, I take my medication, I say the Lord's Prayer, try to get right in my head and get prepared for the day. I get cleaned up, and then I go to work. And, you know, treat people the way you want to be treated, honor your parents. Remember the Scout motto, the Prepper motto is be prepared. And everybody, have a blessed day, and hopefully we'll see you again for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye-bye. Thank you. I enjoyed this one. Thank you for coming.